Hermantown will soon be home to a cannabis growing facility after action at tonight's City Council meeting. The council granted a special use permit to the owner of Up North Growery, located in Duluth. The permit will allow construction of a 2,700 square foot cannabis cultivation facility on 40 acres near Highway 53 and Abrahamson Road. The cannabis would be grown in the building and then transported to the retail store in Duluth.
As part of this process, the building is going to be secured for the Office of Cannabis Management requirements. There will be on-site alarms and monitoring, motion detected floodlights, security cameras, all part of the system, as well as keypad access associated with it.
A public hearing was held for the proposal back in November at a planning and zoning meeting. It's unclear when construction will begin.